So, what was I doing last time? I'm gonna be 100% honest. The only thing I remember is sexually assaulting Lukako. Yeah, I'm still not gotten over that. So, yeah, I'm just lost because, as I say, I had 3 episodes pre-recorded, which means I haven't touched this game in technically 3 weeks. Oh, it's a long time. I shouldn't do that. Anyway, hey there, guys. My name is Nix, and welcome back to Steins. Last time, well, as I've already said, I sexually assaulted Lukako, and I feel terrible for it. Still, I haven't gotten over that. Lukako is too precious for this life. Oh yeah, and then we kind of stopped Amame from leaving because she couldn't find her dad, but oh well. I'm still sus about the whole thing, but anyway. I open my eyes to a deep scarlet sky. I'm on my back, lying face up. The sky is vast and the colour ominous. I've never seen it like this before. Where am I? I sit up. Okay, I feel like this is what I was warned about. Is this what communism looks like? This looks like communism. There's nothing here. A wasteland stretches to the horizon. Nothing but rocks and dust as far as the eye can see. No plants, no water. No sun, no moon. No warmth, no cold. Not a single breath of wind. It looks like hell. A frozen world. It can't be Earth. Mars, I could believe. Why am I here? This must be a dream. I give up thinking about it and lie back down again on the sand. I guess I'll wake up soon. I should just wait until then. I wait, but the dream shows no sign of ending. So, I'm 3 minutes in and I already can't fucking talk properly. Have I ever had a dream this lucid before? There's a terrible ringing in my ears that keeps me awake. I realize it's the sound of silence. My belongings are gone. I have no watch or no phone. The lack of motion numbs my scent of time. How long have I been lying here? It might have been only a second. It might have been 3 days. An epiphany. The concept of time is a human construct. The universe at large has no use for it. Time is a cage that we created to feel secure. Within its walls, we can forget our own insignificance. I'm thirsty. It hurts to breathe. This void is no place for a human. We're not strong enough to live in a world without time. Tears fill my eyes. What do they mean? I no longer know. I want to die. Yeah, let's die. But what is death? To be frozen in time? Time stopped for me long ago. How can I die in a world that is already dead? Everything inside me is crumbling away. Who am I? I can barely recall. My soul is melting into the void. Is someone there? Anyone? Something moves in the corner of my eye. Impossible. I try to move my eyes, but I've forgotten how. Oh, god damn it, Mayushi! Why are you here in the hell zone? A pleasant voice silences the buzzing in my ears. It reminds me of who I am, Okabe Rintaro. This time, my eyes move. There's a girl sitting on a nearby rock. I recognize her. My frozen brain comes alive. Her presence breathes new life into this dead world. Mayuri? My brain is still half asleep and I can't speak. It's Mayuri. Shina Mayuri, my oldest friend. She smiles at me, swinging her legs. This is Earth, you know. 70 million years ago. Some scary people sent you here in a time machine. Come again? This is a dream, right? Mayushi went looking for you and found occurrence from many, many world lines. You're one of many occurrence, and also the original. Mayushi is one of many Mayushis, and also the original. Are we talking original as in like the timeline we started in, or? And now, Ocarina and Mayushi are going to die here. This is a dream, right, Mayuri? But I know that another Ocarina and Mayushi will pick up where we left off, 70 million years in the future. What the fuck am I doing? So, everything's A-okay. I have many doubts. This is a dream! I jerk awake on top of the sofa. My body's drenched in sweat. It was a dream. I must have fallen asleep sometime around noon. What a horrible nightmare. I guess that threatening email I got is still weighing on my mind. Still, Mayuri had to save me? Even in a dream, that's unacceptable. I'm the one who saves her. That's the way it should be. Besides, Mayuri's not smart enough to talk about time travel like that. I sit up and look around the room. She's right there where I expect to find her. In front of the TV, watching Rainet Kakeru DVD. On the screen, the Upa riding Kakeru's shoulder is screaming something unintelligible. I wish I had an Upa. Yo, can I just say, like, before I go on? This is the theme they use in the title theme. My god, it's fucking good. I love this music. Look at her sitting there all spaced out. Mayuri needs my protection. The dream was wrong. Oh, okay. Well, okay. I chug a Dr. P and check my phone. No new emails. I sent Taito a mail several hours ago just to make sure that he isn't really Suzuha's father. He hasn't replied yet. Can I... Where's my... Do you have a daughter named Suzuha? Or do you know someone named Barrel Taita? If you do, contact me. She's looking for you. Okay, I'm just having a look at what I actually sent. Obviously, Dara and the others don't know I changed the past. Do I want to talk to Faris right now? I'm so fucking torn. Instead, they remember partying with Suzuha all night long. It was strange listening to them talk happily about an event I attended, but don't remember. Okay, Faris, fine. This is Hyo and Kyoma. No! It's Faris now! Oh, it's you, Akio Rumaho. Yeah? Who's that, yeah? Huh. I could have sworn her real name was Akiha Rumaho. Don't tell me. Could the email have changed that too? Faris is Faris, nya! I don't have any other names, nya! Yeah, right. Your true name is Faris. My apologies. Of course, she's just being her usual self. Well, what is it? If Faris is calling me, it might be about the IBM 5100. She did promise to help us find one. You're being too conspicuous, nya! The cat's out of the bag and now you're trapped, nya! Huh? More of Faris's usual nonsense. I thought Guardian Kings have awakened, nya!
There's no escape, Nyan.
Is that so? You think the four Guardians could stop me? You just wait and see. Akiba will be drowning in blood before nightfall.
After the four Guardian Kings of the after the four Guardian Kings of the four Guardian Queens, nya. After that, it's the 8 Devils and the Black Angel 12, nya.
That many? What's going on in this town?
You really stirred up a hornet's nest, nya. I'm sorry, Kyoma, but this is checkmate, Nyan.
No, it's not over yet. If I can just acquire the item, I can turn the tide. Have you still not located an IBM 5100?
Sorry, nya. I've had agents looking all over the world, but still no luck, nya.
What, so she's had no progress to report? Please hurry. I'm running out of time.
Okay, nya. I'll tell you as soon as I find one, Kyoma. Until then, hold on to your 9 lives, Nyan.
Yeah. I can't die yet. Else I... Oh, god damn it. She hung up before I could finish. Damn it, this is why I hate talking to Faris. Anyway, moving on. This time around, my search for an IBM 5100 is going poorly. Actually, I suppose I should consider myself lucky for having found one so easily the first time. I mean, the IBM 5100 is practically an urban legend. There are people like Maweka who've spent months searching with no success. Last time, it barely took me 3 days to reach Yanabayashi Shrine. It was as if something was guiding me there. It was fate. No, it was the choice of Steins Gate. Same thing. That's why its loss is so painful. Guess that's why they call it the Phantom PC. Daru's sitting at his computer like always. I read on our channel that some collectors will pay millions of yen to buy one. IBM 5100 is a serious business, man. If they have that high a premium, then people must know their secret. They're all after the data in CERN's mainframe. I don't get it. How come they're so expensive? I mean, I guess they were pretty expensive to begin with. Looks like one cost around $20,000 back in the day. $20,000? Is that expensive? I mean, yes. Compared to computers nowadays. Anyway, I can't believe it's so hard to find one. Sure, it would have been nice. Sure, it was a nice machine for its time, but only for its time. You have to be crazy to want one now. Maybe it's one guy buying all of them up. The harder something is to obtain, the stronger the desire for it becomes. That's how people are. Nearly pulled my headphone cable out. I've had to rearrange my setup, and my headphone cable is tighter than it used to be, just because I'm sat slightly further away. It was easier to pull out of the socket. And that's exactly how I feel now. In the depths of CERN, completely isolated from outside, lies a database coded with an IBM 5100. What secrets are sleeping there? Could it contain the data from CERN's time travel research? Could there be proof that the Committee of 300 actually exists? The desire to know grows stronger by the day. It's not just about plunging the world into chaos anymore. We need the power to oppress CERN's evil ambitions. And then there's that threatening email to consider. Dara is confident that CERN won't find us, but I can't afford to take that for granted. After all, we're up against the brightest minds in the world, the scientists who invented the World Wide Web. And they're backed by a secret organization more powerful than any nation. We're way out of our league here. They'd have no trouble at all crushing our puny lab if they desired. That's why we need a trump card to hold against them. But without an IBM 5100, we can't move forward. I'm getting restless. Whoa! What's this? Dara suddenly lurches forward to stare at his monitor.
どうした
What's wrong?
いや
But
こんなのありえない
there's no way that's right!
どういうことか説明しろ
What are you talking about? Explain!
今
Well, I'm pulling data off the server, looking for a way to gain root access.
なんかやけにセルの
And yet these files are downloading crazy fast. I mean, we're talking light speed here.
これすげえよ
It's hard to believe, but for some reason, this area has a direct fiber optic line to CERN. Several lines, even.
しかも
直通と
Direct? What do you mean?
文字通り直通
I mean, there's literally a fiber optic cable running from underneath this building to CERN's headquarters in France. That's suspicious as fuck.
普通の場合は違うのか
Is that strange?
全然違うっつうの
Yeah? Daryl calls up the National Assembly of France's website. Then he brings up the command prompt and hammers out some commands.
ほら見てみ
Have a look. This is the route we use to visit the National Assembly of France's site.
この PC の IP アドレスが
It starts from our IP address. From there, it passes through various relays in Japan, jumps to France, and bounces all around for a while before finally reaching the National Assembly site.
サイトが置いてあるところまでフランス国内のコンピュータを経由している
Okay.
国民議会のサイトを見る
It
ために
takes 16 steps total to get there.
必要なわけ平均転送速度は 300ms ぐ
The
らい
average transfer rate is about 300 milliseconds. That's normal for an overseas connection.
わかりやすく言うと
In other words, there's a route we have to take to get from France to Japan. Everyone takes the same route.
同じ道をこれはフランスだけじゃなくて
All the countries are the
他の
same.
国でも同じだし
Even browsing
日本
domestically
国内
takes
でも
about 10
10
steps.
ぐらいは通るんだよじゃあ次に
Now let's try CERN. Daryl calls up CERN's homepage on the browser. Then he displays the route like last time. The result,
経路はたったの1
there's only one step. Unlike before, the signal doesn't pass through any intermediate servers. The PC we're using, its registered name is Akihabara PC. It's connected directly to CERN in France.
しかも転送速度は
And the transfer rate is hundreds of times better than usual. Crazy fast. You can't even get these numbers domestically, man.
向こうは
なぜ直通なんだ
Why do we have a direct
そんな
line?
ことありえ
Is this even possible?
クラックする前からこの
It
状
was
態だ
like
った
this
の
when we
だぜ
found it. I didn't do
何もい
anything.
じってねえもん
Yeah, Dara didn't lay the fiber optic cable from here to France.
このビルには
So the building already had a hotline to CERN?
偶然とは思えないな
This can't be a coincidence.
これは
It might just be the choice of stuff.
付け
普通だったら絶対
It doesn't make sense. Why would there be an independent line running from here all the way to CERN? As I punched my
こ
microphone.
こからセレンまで繋がってるなんて
Dara's so excited he interrupted me.
そんなもんを日本やフラ
No
ンス
Japanese or French telecommunication company would set up something like this.
となると
Which means
設置したのは
CERN did it themselves.
自身か
Daryl gulps and nods. Cold sweat oozes from his brow. I feel a chill as well. CERN might be able to see everything we're doing. No. Maybe CERN has been expecting us for years. How could that be? Well, the answer's simple. John Titor claims that CERN completed their time machine in 2034. Just 2 years later, the world is a dystopia under their rule. Maybe the CERN of 2034 considers our opposition in 2010 a threat. Maybe they use their time machine to travel to 2000 and install a fiber optic cable to track our every move. It's entirely possible. Has the invention of a time machine started an intertemporal war? If so, then what do we do? Our enemy might be stronger than I can even imagine. No, I mustn't lose heart. I need to think positive.
でもさこの直通回線がある
Thanks to this direct line, we can now control the LHC remotely.
でも使えるようになったお
Wait, we can?
本当にやったのか
You figured out how? Wow! That's amazing, Darren! I forgot you were here, Mayuri, I'm not gonna lie. Mayuri pauses a DVD and comes up beside me.
これだけの転送速度だから
With a connection this fast, we can control the LHC practically in real time.
まだ実際に
I haven't actually tried it yet, though. That's right. Even if this is some kind of CERN trap, we might be able to make use of it. They're still vulnerable to our attack.
LHC
The LHC is that 20-kilometer long tunnel thing, right? What does it do again?
何をするトンネルなんだっけ
要素を加速して
It accelerates protons and smashes them together. Oh yeah! Mini black holes, right?
作れるんだよね
公式発表じゃ
The official line is that mini black holes might manifest as a byproduct of the particle collision. But that's not the truth.
実は違ったんだわな
極秘の内部資料によれば
According to top secret documents we found, the LHC was intended to create black holes from the very beginning.
装置だった
But we still don't know exactly how they do it. We need to think of a way to...
岡部
Okabe? You were here as well? Where has everyone been all morning? Kurosu suddenly emerges from the development room. She was cooped up in there all morning. Her expression is unusually grave.
どうした
What's wrong?
やっと解が出た
I figured it out. Figured out what?
電話レンジの仕組みのこ
I
と
think I know how the phone wave works.
解明したのか
Really? Kurosu nods. She still hasn't smiled.
あくまで
Keep in mind that this is just hypothesis based on what we've observed.
今話してた
It's closely related to what you guys were talking
大
about.
きく関係す
The
る話
LHC.
LHC は世界一
I believe it was you, Christina, who called the LHC the world's largest microwave.
そう
Yes, exactly. My hunch was
予
right.
想は間違ってなかった
Wait, so my microwave's been smashing protons together this whole time?
電話レンジは
You've created a monster, Okabe. A monster?
こんな雑居ビルの一室に置い
It
とい
doesn't
ていい
belong
も
in
のじゃ
some
ない
amateur lab.
もちろん
And before you take that as
ネガティブな意味
Before you take that as an endorsement of your abilities, I mean it in a bad way. Kurosu clutches her arms as if to keep from trembling.
具体的に説明してもらう
Give me details.
電子レンジって
Did you know that the microwave oven was invented as a
Leaderの
byproduct of
研究の
radar
結果
research?
偶然生まれたことは知ってる
Dara and I nod. Mayuri shakes her head. We read up on all that back then. The phone wave names had to change, started acting weird. I assume that was meant to say when, but microwaves are electromagnetic waves with a frequency of 2.45 gigahertz. The phone wave is a commercial grade, so its output is around 1500 to 2000 watts.
で
Here's the important part. Kurosu goes on to explain that the electromagnetic waves output by the microwave are somehow connected to the electromagnetic waves output by the phone. In fact, you could say they fuse together.
確かにダルの設計図によれば
According to Dara's blueprints, the microwave and the phone are made to send out shared electromagnetic waves taken by their leads,
リード線はマグネトロンの陰極と陽極に
and hardwiring each of
それぞれ
them
結線してある
to the magnetron's cathode and anode. Magnetron? On one hand, we have the microwave super strong electromagnetic waves, originally a byproduct of the military's research into radar technology. On the other, we have the cell phone's standardized electromagnetic waves, a frequency now ubiquitous throughout the world. What happens when you fuse those two waves?
どっちも電波を使う
Both
ことに関
devices
し
use
ては
electromagnetic
一致している
waves. I'm not a specialist though, so I can't examine the extent or magnitude of the influence that fusion has.
ちゃんと調べたわけじゃないし私は専門家でもないから想像がつかないけど仮に
But
携帯電話を踏み台にして
if the cell
周
phone were
囲
to
何
become a
百キロってい
stepping
う
stone,
広範囲に
scattering
影
the
響を及
military
ぼす
grade
ような
electromagnetic waves of
軍
a
事用
vast
電
range
磁
of
波が
hundreds of
まき散ら
kilometers,
されたとするなら秋葉原どころか
then not just Akihabara,
Tokyoが
but
丸
all
ごと
of Tokyo would turn into
電子レンジの中と
inside of
同
a
じ状態
microwave
になる
oven.
中にいる人が死に至るまでの
Taking
時
into
間は
account slight variance due to
体重
body
差にも
weights,
よ
the
るけど
average time until death for people
平均
inside
し
would
て
be
およそ3分
3 minutes.
マジ
Seriously?
電話レンジって大量
Then the phone wave's a weapon of mass destruction, isn't it? Is it really that powerful?
あの電話レンジの中で
Let me
起きて
tell
る
you
こと
what
を
happens inside the
教えてあ
phone
げるわ
wave.
The air
air
inside the oven is full of invisible hydrogen atoms. First, it bombards the atoms with microwaves to increase their energy potential. This is the normal function of a microwave oven. But when you add electromagnetic waves from the phone, the harmonies trigger a chain reaction. The particles collide repeatedly at near light speed, gaining mass and energy each time. In other words, it becomes a sort of particle accelerator.
加速器
Particle accelerator! It's literally the same as the LHC.
じゃあ
So,
LHC が
if the LHC was created to generate mini black holes,
やはりこの電話レンジ各
then
国
the foam wave name subject to change must also produce mini black holes. Kurisu doesn't deny it.
It's a miracle the thing has been so stable. But there's still one thing I don't understand. Even if it does produce mini black holes, they should evaporate instantly. But that's not what happens in the foam wave. The jellification phenomenon proves that. Just like in the LHC, our mini black holes are turning into co-black holes.
タイターの理論によれば
According to Taita, you have to inject electrons to produce the Kerr black hole effect.
電子注入が必要だった
Where do the injected electrons come from? That's what I don't understand. The LHC uses something called a lifter to inject electrons into the black hole and control the gravitational field. Something is filling the role inside the foam wave.
どこかって
Something?
Like I said, I don't know what.
So I guess that's what it comes down to. All Kurisu's explanation does is confirm our hypothesis that the foam wave name subject to change functions the same as the LHC.
LHC とは何か
Looks like we need to review what the
必
LHC
要
is.
がありそうだな
What do you do? Okay, part-time warrior, what up?
It's easy to pretend to be someone you're not. Ultimately, however, there's no escaping the connections between your full self and the real you. It's a paradox, and paradoxes can't hold. I tried to tell myself that I didn't need anyone, that forming bonds would only hurt, but somehow I ended up joining your circle of friends. I still don't know if it was for the best. Nah, I'm sure it was. Without you, I would have given up finding my dad. I don't know why I wrote all this. I guess what I'm trying to say is thanks.
Aw. Amame, you're kind of adorable. Are we sharing confessions now? Be careful to whom you expose your innermost feelings. They may use them against you. Wow. I'm not gonna reply to that one. I've replied to every other text so far, but fuck it. You know what, actually? Oh, wrong button. Since I've been doing that, why the hell should I stop now? It's time for our LHC Moe guy to shine.
LHC は Large
LHC stands for Large Hadron Collider.
Hadron?
素粒子の名前
It's the name of an elementary particle.
でこいつは
The LHC is basically a huge cylinder tunnel underneath Switzerland and France. It sits about 100 kilometers below ground and has a total length of 27 kilometers. There are two rings that run through the tunnel. Inside the rings is a super low temperature vacuum. An environment like outer space, basically. Seriously, Moe. In an adjacent facility, protons are gradually accelerated by a linear accelerator, the proton synchronization booster, and the super proton synchrotron. Finally, they're injected into the LHC, where they undergo the final acceleration via a series of superconducting magnets inside the tunnel. By now, they're traveling up to at 99.9999991 the speed of light. That's enough to melt your brain. Not as dangerous as the foam wave, though. Finally, the accelerated protons collide approximately 1 to 10 billion times per second. That's a fucking lot of collisions. The purpose of the LHC's project is to study the high energy reactions that result. Or so they say. We know that they're a bunch of stinking liars. I guess that about covers it. And that, my fellow lab members, brings us to the question. Can the phone wave, name subject to change, beat CERN to true physical time travel?
問題は2点ある
Two problems.
局所
One,
バス停と
setting the
リフター
destination. Two, the lifter.
局所場指定については
We've already established that D-mail arrives precisely when and where it's supposed to.
指定先に届い
I
た
mean, that's convenient, but that's just because we're texting, and that's how texts work.
検証もなしに結論を出すのは危
It's
険よ
dangerous to accept that without verification.
Agreed.
リフターの代わりを担っているものについては
As for the lifter, we already know it exists. We just need to figure out what it is.
その
見つけられるとは思えない
I don't think we're
こ
going
の
to
小
find
さな
it.
電子レンジの
The
中
phone
を
wave's not exactly
私た
big,
ちは
you
もう
know.
何日もかけ
And
て
we've
調
been
べまくって
poking
い
at
る
it
け
for
ど
days without turning
ヒ
up
ン
a
トさえ
clue.
手に入らないもし仮に見つけ出したとしても
And if we do find it,
注
it'll
入す
take
る
forever
電
to
子量の
learn
調
how
整に
to,
は
how to tune the
さらに
electron
膨大な
feed
時間がい
properly.
る
How long is forever?
セルンは9年をかけて
And
も
the
解
CERN's
決
been
できて
working
い
on it for
ない
9 years and they still haven't solved it.
We're just amateurs, so it's bound to take even longer. Wait, I have an idea.
ならば発想を逆
Let's look at it from a different angle.
セルンは人間を
CERN tried to send people back in time, but they couldn't get the electron feed right.
注入電子量の
The singularities were not naked.
それはこの電話レンジ括弧
If the same is... It's the same with the phone wave, name subject to change. You can only send 36 bytes of data safely. Otherwise, you get a jelly man.
そこで逆に
Let's consider the problem in reverse.
一人の人間を丸ごとデータ化し
What if we could convert a human to data, then compress that data into just 36
圧縮して
bits?
しまえばいいと考えるんだそうすれば
We could send that person through the ring singularity just like a D-mail, couldn't we? Convert a human to data? That's not even possible, man. And even if it were, that'd be like exabytes of data or something. You want to compress that into 36 bytes? You high!
いいアイデアだと
I
思った
thought it was a good idea. I guess it's not that easy. The barriers to time travel are just too high. I turned to Kurisu, meaning to ask her opinion. Then I realized that her expression has changed dramatically. Her eyes are wide as saucers, and her mouth is hanging open.
そうか
Of course.
それなら
If it works, then maybe.
She pauses for a second, and then...
できるかもしれない
Maybe we can do it.
Do what? Time travel? It's hard to believe what Kurisu is saying, even though it was my idea in the first place.
本気で言っているのか
Are you serious? Kurisu grins triumphantly in response.
少なくとも
The
デ
data
ータ容
compression
量の
part, at
調
least,
圧
is
縮につい
easy.
ては簡単 LHC で作ったブ
We
ラ
can
ッ
just
ク
use
ホ
the
ールを
black
利用
holes
すれ
created
ばい
by
い
the LHC,
ブ
since
ラック
black
ホー
holes
ルは
compress
飲
everything
み
they
込んだあら
swallow.
ゆるものを超圧縮してしまうんだから
So, you're suggesting we compress a person, turn them into data, send them through the time travel thing. I don't even want to think about this. Fucking hell.
圧縮するものが単なるデータ
Compression
な
won't
ら
harm data like it
人間
would
みたい
harm
に
a
潰される
human.
ことで
As long as we're
命
just
が
sending
失われ
data,
るこ
there's
ともな
nothing
い
to worry about.
I get it. But wait, can we really pull off such a stunt? And besides,
人間のデータ化については
how do you plan to convert humans into data?
サイエンス誌に私の
You know
論
that
文
my
が載っ
thesis
た
got
っていう
published,
ことは
right?
知ってるわよね
なぜいきなり自慢
It's
を
not
始める
time to flaunt your accomplishments.
その論文を読んだこ
Have
と
you
は
read it?
I haven't.
I
got scans if you want to read it. Daru opens his image folder, scrolls past tons of 2D porn, and opens up the scanned image. Good old Daru. This thesis, even if it's impossible, each man's making to data is possible to make... I don't... Whatever. I'm sure it'll come up in actual text. Sure enough, there's Kurisu's name in big English letters.
論文のタイトルは
The title of my thesis is
側頭葉に蓄積された
Analysis
記
of
憶に関
Memory
する
Related
神
Nerve
経パルス
Impulses
信号
to
の
the
解析
temporal lobe.
側頭葉
Temporal lobe?
神経パルス
Nerve impulses.
あれオカリン
What,
知
you
らな
didn't
かっ
know?
いや待て
No, wait. This can't be right.
このタイ
This
プ
title sounds like neuroscience, not physics.
物理学というより
脳科学専攻です
I
けど
am a
何か
neuroscientist. You got a problem?
What? I can't believe it! And the way she talks about particle accelerators and time travel theory, I was sure she had to be a physicist.
いやそれはもう
No, forget about that. How is this related to time travel?
タイムトラベルだと
人間丸ごとのデータ化は無理
Converting
で
an
も
entire human to data is possible.
人
is
間
impossible.
の記憶丸ごとの
But
データ化な
converting
ら
a human's
可能って
memories
いう
may
こ
be
と
possible.
Converting memories to data? Kurosu proceeds to explain her thesis. Memories accumulate in something called the parahippocampal gyrus, or hippocampus. Wow, I wish they had fucking opened with that one. I know what the hippocampus is, I don't know what the others are. Which is located in the temporal lobe of the brain. But what exactly are memories? Kurosu's thesis analyzes the question from a neuroscientific perspective. While the brain's functions manifest as electrical signals running through its neurons, even memories are written to the hippocampus by electrical signals. Kurosu analyzed how specific electrical signals correspond to specific memories. The mechanism by which humans recall memories can be likened to a word association game. You begin with a vague, abstract image, which calls successive images of increasing clarity.
タンスの引き出しの一つ一つ
Imagine
に
a
は
chest of drawers.
小さい箱がびっ
Each
し
drawer,
り
each
入ってる
drawer
の
is filled with tiny boxes.
そのたく
And
さんの
inside
箱
each
の中
box
に
is
も
another
さ
box
ら
of
に
tiny
小さな
boxes.
小箱がいる
You keep opening boxes until you
そ
find the
んな風
memory
に
you're
想像
looking
してもらえ
for.
ばいい
Kurosu discovered that the number of retrieval commands, nerve impulses used to search for memories, is surprisingly low. Out of hundreds of millions of nerve impulse patterns in the brain, only a few thousand are related to memory. It was the successful analysis of these patterns that earned Kurosu and her research team critical acclaim in the scientific community.
この研究単体だけじゃ
Now, before you
岡
ask
部
how
に
this
言った
relates
ア
to
イデア
time
とは
travel,
全
there's
然
one more
関
thing
係
I
な
need
さ
to
そうだけど
explain.
私の通ってる大学
Several years ago, my
ビ
lab,
クトル・コンドリア大学の精神生理学研
neurophysiology
究所
lab
が
at Victor
ビジュアルリビルディング
Co-
略して
Condoria?
VR 技術っていうのを
Victor
何年か
Condoria.
前に開発
Yeah,
した
okay.
lab at Victor Condoria University developed a technology called visual rebuilding, or VR for short.
簡単に説明
Put
すると
simply, it enables
ビデオカメ
conversion
ラ
of
なんか
video
の
data
映像
into
機器に
nerve,
移した
nerve
風
impulse
景の映像
signals.
信号を逆に神
Used
経
in
パ
reverse,
ルス
it can
を
also
普通の電
convert
気信
nerve
号にコンバー
impulses
トす
to
ること
video
もでき
data,
る
or any other kind of electronic data.
でこ
So
の
if we
VR 技
combine
術
VR
と
technology with
私
my
たちの研究
research,
を組み合わせる
do you see where I'm going?
とどうなる
まさか
No way!
人間の記憶の
We can convert memories to data?
それだけじゃない
Not just that,
記憶の
memory
移植
transplantation, backups,
Backup.
external storage.
外部
All
保
of
存
these things can become
そういう
possible.
ことができるようになる
It's like science fiction. Yeah, I mean, she's basically done the thing that most people consider the brain in the jar to become. Just a backup to human thought at this point. In a sense, this technology could be used to copy a person's soul. According to Kurosu, some religious groups strongly oppose this research, as you might expect. On the other hand, the medical community is ecstatic about the possibilities. In any case, it's amazing that my assistant here was able to make such an incredible discovery. Of course, she did have university supporting her, but still.
つまり
So
お前
basically,
はこう言いたいの
what you're saying is that we can convert the subject's memories into video
容
data.
量で被験者の記憶を含む脳内情報を光信号として取り出しそれを
Use the LHC's black hole to compress that data into 36 bits.
調和し電話レンジ各国
Send that data through the curved black hole inside the phone wave name subject to change.
携帯電話を通して
And finally imprint those memories on the subject's brain in the past.
ぶち込む
どういうこと
What does that mean?
記憶だけの時間
We
調
can
整
send our memories back in time.
物理的転送による
In
タ
order
イ
to
ムトラベル
tell,
と区別するために
differentiate it.
仮に
In order
こっち
to
は
differentiate from physical
time
time
leap
travel,
と定義
let's
しましょう
call it a
か。
time leap for now.
肉体を含めた物
You
理
don't go
的転
back,
送ではな
just your
く
memories.
記憶だけあまりに突飛すぎて
It's so crazy
誰
that
もまと
nobody's
も
thought of
に
it
考えようと
before.
しなかった方法
She's right. The idea is ridiculous, which is exactly why none of the geniuses at CERN could come up with it. But this union of physics, neuroscience, and neurosology will make the impossible possible. Transfer memories to the past via cell phone. To time leap.
ポイントは
The
転送す
important
る
thing
の
is to
は
remember that
記憶
only
だけ
memories are being transferred.
人格や意識については
Personality and
これに
consciousness aren't included.
どういうことだ？
What does that mean?
SF 小説
How is it different from what you see in sci-fi
何か
novels?
違うのか？
SF とかでよくあるタイムリープ
Time
は
leaping in sci-fi is usually
人
sends
格記
everything.
憶の全てが省
Consciousness,
略している
personality, and memory.
でも意
But in
識や
real
人
life,
格まで含めると
There's probably too much
データ量
data,
が膨大
and
になる
besides,
だろう
we've
し
only analyzed
そもそ
memories.
も私の意識人格と
Think of consciousness, personality, and memory as separate things.
記憶はコンピュ
Memories
ー
are
ター
like
で
the
いう
video
ところ
data stored
の
on
画
your
像データ
computer.
や映像データと同じそれに対して
And consciousness and personality are like the
いわば
OS.
OS ということになる
容量ってことなら
The videos can take up way more space than the
そ
OS.
の方が大きい場合もあるじゃん。
あくまで例えよ
It's just an example.
そもそも
For
人格や意
starters, it's
識
still
っ
not
て
clear whether
いまだにどこ
personality
に
and
あるのか
consciousness are
ど
located
んな仕組
or
み
how
で
they're
それが成立してい
constructed.
るのかだからそれを
So we
デ
can't
ータ
convert
化して
them
移
into
植する
data,
のは
or at least
少
I
なくとも
can't.
私には無理
記憶だけの
So we can only send memories. Where does that leave us?
パーソナリティは記
Your
憶だ
memories
け
aren't
で
the
形
only
成
thing
さ
that
れるわけ
define
じゃ
you.
ない
Even if you send your memories to the
記憶を
past,
転
it
送
will
し
be
て
the
も
receiving
転送
use
先の意
consciousness
識
and
や人
personality
格
that
に依存
process
する
them.
マインドーズで言うと
So in Mindor's... So in Mindor's terms, it's like copying data from a Vista computer to a Min95 computer.
最新の OS で作られたデー
Data
タが
created with the
旧式の
latest
OS
OS
でちゃん
might
と
not
動作する
work
か
on
も
an
わ
older
からないわけ
OS. It might cause
何らかの
errors.
不具合が出るかもそれに例え
For
ば
example, if
小
you
学生
sent,
の頃
if
の
you sent
自
your
分
code
に
memories to
今の
yourself
記
in
憶を
elementary
転
school,
送
the
し
gap
た場
between your
合
memories and your body
記
could
憶
have
と肉体
serious
のギャップのせいで
consequences.
精神的な障害が起きるかもしれない
いずれにせよ
Anyway, it's correct to assume that we'll be targeting ourselves in the past. Kurisu nods at my question.
D メールと同じように
Just like with Dmail,
携
we'll be
帯
using
電
cell
話を介
phones
し
as
て
a
行わ
transfer
れる跳
medium.
躍だから正確に言うと
To be precise, you can only leap into your own body,
なおかつ
and
携帯を
only
持っ
if
て
you have
る
a
時
cell
点ま
phone
で
at
し
the
か
time of
跳躍
reception.
できないと思う
There was an exception in Lukako's case where we sent the D-mail to a pager, but that doesn't apply to time leaping.
それに飛ばされた
If you
先
try
が
and send
同
memories
一
to
人物じゃない
someone
か
else, how do I put
例えれ
this?
ば電気
There's
信
a
号が
danger that the
マッチング
electrical
せずに
signals
弾
might
か
be
れてしまう
rejected.
恐れも
そもそも他人の
Wouldn't want to
体
jump
に
into someone
入
else's
ったら大
body.
変だしね
I mean, unless it's the body of a cute girl.
かわいいおにゃの子の中なら喜んで入るけど
Is this guy capable of a non-perverted thought?
うへへじゃないわ
Don't
よ
me, you idiot.
弾かれるだけならいいけど
If it just bounces off, that's fine, but I'm worried about incompatible memory data that might do serious damage to the recipient's psyche.
どんな結果になるかわか
I
ら
don't
ない
know what might
人
happen.
類初の
No one's done it
だから
after all before.
That makes us pioneers. I like it.
はっきりしているのは
There are two
自
things
分
I
が
do
生まれる
know.
以前へは
One, you definitely can't go back before you were born.
自分が
And
二人同
two,
時に存在す
you
ること
won't
はな
exist
い
in two places at once.
だからタイムパラドックスが発
That
生
means
す
you
る心配
don't
はな
have
い
to worry about causing a
自分
paradox.
が生まれる前
You
に
can't kill your parents
親を
before
殺
you
す
were
ことは
born.
できないの
携帯が
So the phone acts like a black and white holes.
ホールの代わり
It seems like a strange coincidence that cell phones would be the medium of time travel, but really, could it have been anything else? These days, people wear their phones like a second skin. No other medium could reliably deliver the memories to the intended target. The more I think about it, the more I realize that this was meant to be. I whip out my phone and place it to my ear.
俺だ
It's me.
全て
Everything is falling into place.
繋がった
The plan can now proceed to the final stage. I'm talking about Operation Vathandi, of course.
クリスティー
Christina had me fooled. I never knew she was capable of this. It must have been the choice of Steins Gate that sent her here.
シュタインズゲートの選択通りだったというわけだ案ずるな
Don't worry,
うまく
I have everything under control. Nothing can stop us now.
無敵だ
El Sai
エルサイ
Conqueror.
コングル
I put my phone away and turned to Kurisu.
今言った通りだ
Were you listening?
クリス
Good. Commence preparations for Operation Vathandi.
開始する。
あ、いや、少し
First
はどうい
explain
うこ
what
とか
that
説
is.
明しろよ。
お前の言うタイムリープ
We're going to build your time leap machine, Christina. And you better say it can't be done. Not after showing me the way.
まあ、秋葉原なら
This is
パーツ
Akihabara.
も揃ってるから
I should be able to find the parts
な
I
んと
need.
かなるとは。
決まりだ。
Then it's decided. I'm placing you in charge of this operation. Whatever you need, ask, and it shall be yours.
俺やダルをこき使って構わん。人類史上
Together, we shall complete the first time leap machine in human history.
させるぞ。
Kurisu nods. Her eyes are shining with a fierce, hungry light. As I thought, she's a scientist to the core. Kurisu and Daru go home, leaving me with Mayuri. I thought she was hard at work on her costume, but when I look, I find her staring at the wall. Her hands have stopped moving.
マリ
Mayuri?
帰らないのか。
You're not going home? She usually doesn't stay this late. Her parents might be worried.
I was thinking about what Okarin and Christian were talking about earlier. I was trying to figure out what the things you said meant, but it was all so complicated, I didn't really get any of it. The only thing that I get is something amazing's gonna happen.
いかにも
Indeed, the world is about to change, and we shall be the ones to lead humanity into the
そ
future.
してそれはこの
You're shining, Okarin.
眩しい
Shining?
どういう意味だ
What does that mean?
You're shining. And Christian, too. Like two bright stars in the sky.
それはこ
That must be my aura of madness you're seeing.
の
Oh man, it feels good to do the Chunipio laugh again.
You know, it's been 10 days since Christian joined us. Can you tell how I've been feeling?
What a strange question.
Since Christian became a lab man, it feels like things have really started to happen. Like we're a real lab now, you know?
認めなくて
I must admit, her knowledge has been a great asset.
確かにあいつの知識は凄まじいものがあるそして
Of course, the genius girl would never have joined us if not for the cunning of Hyo and Kyoma!
の功績もまた素晴らしきものだと言わざるを得ない
That's why you're shining so bright now, Okarin. Christian is a really big help to you, I know. But I can't do anything to help.
Mayuri looks depressed.
I wish I was smart too. Then maybe I could help.
マユリ
Mayuri. She's never expressed such sentiments before. Is she jealous of Kurisu's talents? Is there competition brewing in the lab? I sigh and walk to the window. I can't see many stars in the sky.
マユリ
Mayuri,
今日は星を見ないの
aren't you going to look at the stars? Mayuri comes up beside me. We lean out of the window together. It's only 9 p.m., but Akiba is still and silent, save for the occasional car trundling by.
Back when the lab just started, before Daru-kun joined, it was like this a lot, wasn't it? All quiet, just the two of us.
ああそうだな
Yeah, it was. Daru joined the lab in early May. Before that, he was unwilling to join no matter how I tried to convince him. Then he learned the lab was just 3 minutes away from May Queen plus Nyan Nyan. I'm gonna call it that because I think that's its actual name, not Nyan squared. I just like annoying people with that. And suddenly he was all, Future Gadget Lab, hell yeah! But for about a month and a half after the lab's founding, it was just me and Mayuri all alone.
Can Miyushi stay here? Is it really okay?
Mayuri looks at me with uncertainty in her eyes. I met her gaze firmly, then bop her lightly on the head.
くだらないことを言うな。
Don't be ridiculous.
まゆりは
All you need to
ここ
do
にい
is
るだけ
stay.
でいいんだ。
いるだけ
Just stay?
お前がいなかったら
With you, the lab will be a much less friendly place.
殺伐とし特に俺と助手は
You see how Kurisu and I
水と
argue?
油みたいなところ
We can be
がある
pretty stubborn, and sometimes we don't know when to
互い
stop.
に意見をぶつからせて喧嘩になってもおかしくない。だが
But
そんな時
when
に
it starts to get out of hand, Mayuri, you're always there with some ditzy irrelevant comment to break the tension.
殺伐さが中和されるのだ。
It's a nice comment, it's just a really shitty way of putting it.
You praising me?
かな
もちろん褒めてい
Of
る。
course I am.
何も案ずるな。
Don't worry about a thing.
お前が
Just know that you too are part of my
俺
plan.
にとっては計算のうちなもんだからな。
そっか
Okay.
ありがとう
Thanks, Okirin.
Mayuri smiles in relief. And then her stomach rumbles.
お腹すいちゃ
I'm
っ
starving.
たおでん
I
か
will have some can Odin. You want some too?
食べる
あ、もらう
Yeah, heat it up.
じゃあちょっと
Coming
待
right
って
up.
ね
Did we ever get a second microwave to eat from? I don't even know. Soon we're chowing down on piping hot Odin. I feel like horrible that something's probably about to happen to Mayuri, and I don't like it one fucking bit. The next day, Mayuri and I go shopping at Radicon. We have a list written by Kurisu of parts for the time leap machine. Naturally, I'm paying for everything out of my own pocket. Kurisu and Daru have already started work on the upgrade. Apparently, the conversion of memories into digital data requires software developed at Kurisu's lab in America. She can download that software from the dedicated server. But that's not the only thing we need. There's also some kind of brain scanning headgear that we need to make ourselves. Incidentally, I have to pay extra close attention to make sure Mayuri doesn't wander off while we're shopping. If she sees some random store that interests her, she'll literally stop and stare at it for hours. I keep walking, of course, and only later do I realize that she's not behind me. Then I have to run from store to store looking for her. This must be how parents of small children feel. Yeah, anyway, this is nothing new. Mayuri's always been like this.
頼むから俺についてこい。
I'm begging you, stick
この
with
迷
me.
宮ではぐれたら
If you get lost in this labyrinth of technology, you'll never
外に出
escape.
られないぞ。
Not with your sense of direction.
わかっ
Okie
た
dokie. I'll be careful.
でねおか
By the
り
way,
リープと
how is time leaping different from time
ど
travel?
う違うの
Did she really hear what I just said about not wandering off? Besides, Kurisu already explained the difference yesterday.
タイムトラベルは
Time travel means your whole body goes through time. The time leap will only send your memories to the past.
記憶だけが
It's simple.
時間を飛び越えること。
Just memories. No personality or consciousness included. Although Kurisu did mention that there's no way to be sure what might happen to your consciousness.
Oh,
こうあのねじゃ
does
あ
that mean you can
D メールと
do things with time leaps that you can't do with D-mail?
I'm slowly slipping into the wrong voice. That's more Amame.
D メールは
Email can only send instructions to the past. The past may change or it may
変わ
not.
るかもしれないし
The results are unpredictable and depend on the recipient.
それに
And when the past does change, the world line is
変え
reconfigured.
る前の記憶は失う
Everyone loses their old memories.
世界線が再構成される
I'm the exception, thanks to reading Steiner.
それに対してタイムリープだと
With a time leap,
例えば
on the other
1
hand,
週間前
you
の
can give your
お前の
memories,
頭の中に
you can give your
今の
past
お前の
self
記憶が丸々
not
流れ
just
込んでくることに
instructions,
な
but
る
all the memories you have right now. Or at least that's the idea. We won't know for sure if it works until the time machine is built.
例え
So I can send the costume I'm making back to last week?
ば1週間
I'd love to have another week to prepare for
このま
Komima.
までの時間を
タイムトラベルならば
That might be possible with
タイ
time
ムリープで
travel,
は
but not with time leaping.
2日前に受けたテストの答えを
So you had a
知っている
test
状態
last
で
week.
テストの前
Now
に
that you know the
戻る
answers, you could send that knowledge to yourself and ace the
回答済
test.
みの答案用
But
紙
you
を
can't
持っ
go
て
back and hand yourself a cheat sheet. I almost read that as a character sheet, and that's a sign I've been playing too much D&D.
んじゃあ
So Mayushi's mind goes to Mayushi 1 week ago.
マユシーの中に
そういうことだ。
Exactly. While this conversation has been going on, I've been steadily purchasing items from Kursu's shopping list.
You can't bring stuff, but you can bring your memories. I get it. But then what about Mayushi 1 week ago? Where did her memories go?
上書きされるのではないか。
I assume they just get overridden. We haven't tested it though, so there's no way to be sure.
She disappears?
消えたとしても、
Your memories right now include your memories from back then.
今のお前の
So even if she does disappear, you don't really
記
lose
憶が上
anything.
書きされたとしても、未来の1週間分の記憶が
I guess you could say that you're just adding your
と
memories
いう
from
言い方
one
をし
week
た方が良さそうだ。
from 1 week into the future.
Then if Mayushi's memories leap into the Mayushi 1 week ago, what happens to Mayushi now?
Mayushi's asking some pretty philosophical questions today. But I guess anyone would ask the same.
Mayushi's memories jump to the past, but my body's still here, right? What happens when my memories go goodbye? Bye-bye.
抜け殻になってい
You become an empty shell.
る。いや待て。
No,
そうじゃない
that can't be right. That wouldn't
そういう
make
ことじゃないは
sense.
ずだ。助手がやろうとしているのは
My assistant's device merely
記憶を
records her
デー
memory
タ化して
data.
保存す
In
る
other words, it's just a backup.
つまり
Your original memories are still inside you. Nothing inside the brain is
記憶を全て脳から抜
lost.
き去ってそれをデータ化するわけではないのだ。
You don't become an empty shell. Besides, neither personality nor consciousness is transferred to begin with.
だから
Your body should become an empty shell, and your consciousness shouldn't leap either.
はないはず。
No, wait, there's another issue here.
というか
Actually,
1週間前
won't you
に
become a new Mayuri? One who received memories from the future 1 week ago?
ここにいることになるのだ。
That sentence has so many things wrong with it. I'm just not even gonna... Never mind. Time travel, don't do it, kids. Not that anybody, including me, would be able to tell the difference.
Does the Mayushi who had the normal memories before the time leap get erased by the Mayushi who repeated the week with extra memories?
This is getting complicated.
そうだ。
That's right. She's erased.
もう一度やり直すと
In other words, you relive that week.
そっくりそ
You
の
can
ま
do
ま
the
プレイする
set.
こと
You
も
can
で
do
きる
things the
し
same, or you could do something completely
全く別
different.
の行動を取ることもできる。それと
And you'll keep your old memories of the week that just disappeared.
Then, does that mean...
The questions keep coming. She's trying hard to understand in her own ditzy way.
So I redo the week, okay? But what if I decide to go to Ikebukuro with my friends instead of coming to the lab today? What happens to the Mayushi talking to Okarin now?
過去が変わり、今も
The present would change to match the past, and this conversation would never happen.
俺とお前が話している事実は、
Oh, and you wouldn't notice the difference, Okarin?
ああ、そうだ。
Right. No one would notice.
That would be kinda sad.
俺が
For who? Me?
No, for Mayushi.
I don't get what she means.
Maybe that's why Christian doesn't want to change the past.
She nods to herself with a bright smile.
Oh, I just thought of something. Can you time leap into the future?
飛べるかもしれないが、
Maybe, but there wouldn't be a point. Cursor and I reached that conclusion yesterday. The memories you send overwrite the memories at your destination. If you sent your memories 1 week into the future, then that future you would lose 1 week of memories.
俺たちがやろうとしているタイムリー
The whole point of our time leap machine is to affect past events. We don't need to worry about the future.
それに
Besides, you're less likely to reach the future than you are the past.
過去については思い出す
And that's because the future is inherently unpredictable.
予測がつかないからな。例えばマユリは
For example,
未来へ
do you think you'll have the same phone number for all eternity?
How should I know?
つまりそういう
Exactly my point.
それに
And remember, pages became obsolete with the advent of cell phones. Similarly, our phones may be replaced by some other device in the future. I mean, flip phones? Flip phones were replaced by smartphones, so it sort of proves the point. In order for the time leap to succeed, the target, you, must have a phone whose number you know. As long as that condition is met, there should be no problem with setting the destination. The real problem is what inside the phone wave name subject to change is acting as the lifter. Until we figure that out, we can't reproduce the discharge phenomenon at will. The phone wave name subject to change will remain incomplete. On the other hand, if we can figure it out, we'll have an endless source of electrons that, unlike CERN, need no tuning. I'm exhilarated. The phone wave name subject to change is evolving by the day. Our invention of the time leap machine will put light years ahead of CERN. Time travel will finally become a reality. I can't wait to try it out. My soul yearns for the taste of chaos. I barely managed to keep from bursting out into mad laughter. Come to think of it, more than 1 week has passed since we sent the first email. Although there was that strange threatening email, there remains no sign of Men in Black coming to haul us away. According to Daru, CERN hasn't discovered our hacking either. The next problem is what will happen if we use the time leap machine. In order to compress a human's entire wealth of memory into the requisite 36 bytes, we have to borrow the LHC's black hole. I can't believe that CERN won't notice an unauthorized activation of the LHC. How do we keep them from finding us? We need a plan.
Oh, I guess I can't go back to grade school, can I? I didn't have a phone back then.
Mary's still talking about the time leap.
お前は小学生の
You want to go back to your elementary school days? I know exactly how you feel. If you repeat elementary school with the knowledge you have now, you'll get top grades and have an easy time bending children to your will. That's not how elementary school works.
Yeah, and I thought maybe I could see Grandma again.
Well, that's a wholesome but grim thought, Mayuri.
そうか
I see.
残念
I'm afraid that's not possible. Mayuri's grandmother passed away when Mayuri was in elementary school.
Yeah, it's too bad, but I guess I don't really need to see her. I still remember her words, her smile, her wrinkly hand patting my head. So even if I don't see her again, I'm okay. What I really want to see is little Ocarina again.
Back then, I was already a scientist without equal, a titan towering above the other children.
周囲のガキンチョどもとは一線を画した人間だった。そんなイフのオーラを放つ天才小学生
You could hardly be blamed for desiring to meet the child prodigy who would one day be feared as the great mad scientist, Hyoin Kiyoma.
よくわかるぞ。
I don't want to meet Hero and what's his face. I just want to meet Ocarin.
I am Hyoin Kiyoma. Always have been, always will be. Mary just doesn't get it. So I disregard her comment.
だがやめておく。
Anyway, there's no point.
精神年
You haven't matured at all since that time, so nothing would change, even if you went back to elementary school anyway.
に戻ったところで何も変わらん。
Hey, that's not true. Mayushi's all grown up now.
食べる量が増えたぐ
The
らい
only thing that's grown is how much you eat. And your breast size.
That's not true. Mayushi's a real woman now.
A real woman? I kinda want to hear the details, but she probably doesn't know what she's talking about.
Besides, I think Okarin's the one who hasn't changed since then.
I am suffering from Chunibyo delusions, so...
だから何でも言っているだろうが。
Isn't that what I said? I was already a mad genius scientist when you met me. The shopkeeper shoots me a glare. And I guess isn't the best place for maniacal laughter. Better get those parts and head back to the lab. We finish our shopping and come out in front of the station.
そういえば参るよ。
By the way, Mayuri,
お前、
have you not been working
最近
recently?
バイトをしていないんじゃないか？
Ricky? You mean at Lemoyne?
Of course, Mabe Queen plus Nyan Nyan doesn't exist in the current wholesome Akiba.
Kamima's coming up, so I'm taking a few days off. I've got costumes to make.
今年は一体何着
How many costumes are you making this year?
3. One for Kaide-chan, one for Fubuki-chan, and then there's one for Luka-chan.
I wonder if Lukako is still refusing to wear it. I can hardly blame him. However cute he looks, he's still a guy. No, wait, that was before we sent the D-mail. Now Lukako is a girl, I guess? How confusing.
Oh, it's Maika-san.
God, shining finger. What? I look to where Mayuri's pointing and see Moeka squatting by the staircase, staring hard at her cell phone. Wasn't she doing this before? She looks more tired than the last time I saw her. There are bags under her eyes and her hair is frayed. The intensity of her expression makes me hesitant to call out to her. She'll probably just ignore me like before. On the other hand, she is a lab mem. I can't just ignore her.
そこの指圧しよ
Hey, finger! Lie the long face, eh?
Maika-san, what are you doing here?
Moeka doesn't look up. She mutters something that I can't make out.
おーい
Hey,
聞いて
are
いる
you listening? If you have a problem, the insane mad scientist Yoin Kyomo will gladly assist.
おもっとも
But be warned, by the time I'm through, Akipa will be an ocean of blood.
覚悟してもらう
Moeka suddenly jerks upright as if poked with an electric prod. She lifts her head and stares at me with wide eyes, and then jumps to her feet and walks right up to me. This is the first time I've seen Moeka express such emotion. Are you okay, Moeka?
なんだ
What is it?
どうした
What's wrong? She doesn't speak. That hasn't changed. Instead, she looks down and starts typing on her phone. Guess I should be ready for a mail. What happened to the time machine?
どうなったとは
What do you mean, what happened? Are you still using it? Did you figure out how it works?
まだ完全には解明できていない
We don't fully understand it yet. We're in the middle of upgrading it.
It's amazing. This time we might be able to even time leap.
What's a time leap? Tell me more.
記事にはするなよ
Don't write anything about it, otherwise we'll have to expel you from the lab.
ラボ面から破門しなければな
Moeka shakes her head violently. But she won't write an article.
セルンへのハッキングに
Our hacking of CERN has uncovered a new possibility for the phone wave named subject to change.
新たなセルンの一部設備
It's a form of time travel made possible by borrowing CERN's equipment. I feel like borrowing should have been in inverted commas. The discovery will be a new age for human civilization. No longer will men be slaves to time. Any future you desire can be yours. And history will record that we, the future gadget laboratory, changed the world forever. Surely, like, if you can time travel backwards, you just keep changing. No, never mind.
Ocarine? That was really confusing. You lost my Yushi.
Ugh. How can you not be moved by my speech? I'm talking about becoming legends here! Moeka bites her lip and types a mail out in irritation. Then she grabs my arm and digs in her fingernails. It hurts. Unhand me! But Moeka doesn't listen. What's a time leap?
Time leap!
The time leap is the way to send your memories to the past. We found a way to make that possible. Soon we will complete the machine and become the undistributed lords of time.
Ocarina came up with the idea and Kristen told us how to do it. Baruka was helping and Mayushi and Ocarina shopping.
Moeka suddenly releases me. Her eyes are blank and unfocused. She squats down on the spot just as we found her. She seems entirely drained of energy and will.
Are you okay, Moeka-san? Do you feel sick? That's amazing. You've made a real breakthrough. Congratulations. When will it be finished?
I can't be sure. There are still several problems remaining. If they don't give us too much trouble, I guess we'll have it done in a week. On the other hand, we can't do anything until they're solved. Everything is the choice of Steins. I have faith that there exists a path to success. And once the door is opened, the chaos for which I have so longed for at last shall descend upon the earth. Trumpets will sound from the highest heaven, and the final battle, Ragnarok, will begin. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting seriously concerned about Moeka. I feel like she might stab someone.
Who are you fighting, Ocarina?
The organization, of course. Their rule must end once and for all.
Wow! Don't do anything dangerous, okay?
Why does Mayuri insist on worrying about me? Oh? Moeka's lips curve into a smile. She doesn't look like she's smiling. She rises to her feet unsteadily, then staggers off into the crowd, like she's forgotten about us completely. Mayuri and I can only watch her go. As an indescribable aura that holds us back, that holds her about her, there's an indescribable aura about her that holds us back.
What do you think's wrong with Moeka-san?
I think she's gonna fucking stab someone is the problem. I know she was kind of strange ever since I met her, but this? Maybe she's an escaped mental patient or something. Not that their insanity can possibly compare to mine. I don't fucking know, dude. For I design nothing less than total and absolute chaos.
Ocarina's acting weird. Mayushi's worried.
Mayushi looks scared, so I cease with my maniacal laughter a few minutes earlier than I planned.